Yo, 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 what is going on? It is Eleazar and or Mr. Seven Figure Man, and I wanted to make this video as a very helpful video because I know a lot of you are struggling on, and a lot of you ask me, first off, is where do I find clients? And first off, I mean, I always think like there's so many ways you can find clients. You can literally see clients on the street, walking around. You can see people at Starbucks. You can literally see people anywhere and everywhere, right? Because every single person is a potential client. But I wanted to give you 11 ways that you could find clients, 11 places, and 11 platforms, social media platforms that you could get these people to book a meeting with you. And then eventually, not everyone's going to say yes, but eventually, someone's going to give you the chance to run social media advertisements for them. And then you can help them, right? You can close them anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 a month. You can help them run some ads for them, and that's great. So I'm going to show you where to find these clients. It's going to be a great video. So sit back, take some notes. You might have to watch this twice, but this is going to be very helpful. I guarantee it. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So first off, I want to start off with your goals when finding clients is you are not trying to sell your service, okay? You are simply trying to set a 30-minute meeting so you can find out more about their needs and you can sell them if they're the right fit. And an example of that would be, let's say, when I reach out right now or when my students reach out, what we do is we have a specific script. So, like the first script, and then we have the follow up scripts, of course. But with that is the goal of send the script, ask for a meeting, get the meeting to be 25 to 30 minutes, get them to confirm, get to the meeting, and then close them using the seven figure script, using the other handling objections cheat sheet that I give you, etc. So that's ultimately the goal. The other thing is some things can be automated to save you time, so you want to work smart when you can. Don't try to do everything manually because that's going to take a bunch of time, and it's going to be less scalable because if you can't reach out to 100 businesses at a time, it's going to be less scalable that as opposed to if you're reaching out to, let's say, one business at a time, two businesses at a time. It's going to be much tougher and, like I said, very time consuming. It's a numbers game in some areas, and in other areas, you want to be more personal with each prospect rather than just doing the copy paste formula. So the majority of agency owners, literally, if they go through a course or if they find the script from a course, what they do is they copy paste. I just got one this morning from Facebook. Someone was trying to copy paste something to me, and I asked them, I was like, "Hey, is this a copy paste message?" And he didn't respond, but don't try if you just try to copy paste everything, you are not going to get results. This was a mistake that I was making before because I learned it from the people that taught me, and unfortunately it just wasn't a good method. It didn't work. But try to have a script, have a template, but make it more personalized, right? So if you're going for, let's say, real estate agents, personalize that same script that you have towards that person, towards that individual. Maybe they have a family, maybe they have a certain dog that you like, they have a certain car. Personalize that and include that in the video for them. um, if you are doing outreach every single day, your chances of getting the client, there, it's gonna skyrocket. Because think about it, and I like to bring up the numbers because it's just realistic numbers. If you are contacting, let's say, 100 to 200 businesses per day, every single day, 6 days a week, that way you get one day to prepare. But that's 600 businesses in 6 days that you are contacting. That is a crazy amount. And realistically, with those numbers, 600 out of those 600 that you're reaching out, probably 90% are going to either say no, they're not interested, or they're going to ignore you, right? 90% of those. But if you still get 10% of that, that is a huge amount of prospects that you have in your pipeline. So if you do that once, like if you do that every week, right, for 4 weeks straight, just think about how many businesses you can contact, how many people you can get in front of, and not only how many clients you can close right then and there at that time, but throughout the span of 6 to 12 months, those people are going to remember your name. They're going to remember who you are and what you do, and they might come to you in the future because it's happened to me. So the importance of just filling up your pipeline is so important, and you eventually want to attract your clients to come to you. That way, when your pipeline is so full, you can easily say no to them and decline them instead of them rejecting you. All right. So let's get right into this part. Let's get right into the first platform, which is going to be Facebook. So there's three different I mean there's more way, there's another way actually. Let me add it while I'm making this video. Marketplace. And there's other as I get into this, there's other methods of getting clients, I know that, but I just wanted to list these for now because these are the ones that I've at least used. So I wanted to list all these for you. Okay, so the first thing on Facebook you can do is obviously message people directly. So business owner to business owner, just send the script, follow up with them directly through message, etc. The next thing you can do is go into private or public Facebook groups. An example would be personal trainers, realtors, gyms, etc. But what you can do there is just go into groups, see who's commenting, see who's messaging or who's posting the most, and see who needs help, right? See who's asking certain questions, and then you can send them a friend request and have them be your friends, have them be your, have them be potential clients that you are giving value to consistently. The next thing is SOI, sphere of influence. So these are your current friends on Facebook, your current family members on Facebook, or even if you have friends that already own businesses, message them or contact them directly, or put a Facebook post on there to attract them to you. Right. So this is a big one that people leave out, is that they're scared to help their own family or help their own friends. And then the fourth thing is marketplace. On there, I think people, I haven't used this, that's why I didn't include it. But marketplace, I've seen people, they post ads on there, or they give an offer of like, hey, I'll do a free trial, or hey, I'll run your social media ads, blah blah blah. But marketplace is another thing that you could use on Facebook. Once again, I didn't include it because I haven't done it myself. I've just seen other people get results from it. The next one is Google Directory. This one is old fashioned, but the fact that it's still going on, it means that it works great. So an example would be, for me, I'll look up gyms in Seattle, which I just did, and then I'm gonna find their info and I'm gonna do my research, and then I'm gonna contact them. So let's go into Seattle, gyms in Seattle, Washington. All right. Um, so what you can do is just pull up the map here, and now you want to stay away from the big types of gyms, right? The commercial gyms, but Fuel House, I don't think this is a big one. So all I can do is come to Fuel House right here, and then I can find their website right here, right? And now as I find their website, now I can find everything about them. I can find who the owners are most likely. You can find a bunch of things, emailing list, podcast. They have a bunch of stuff on here. So now I can look everything into them, and then as you're here, you can also see their phone number. You can see their location. You can see the hours they're open, so when to call them. Right, it's great. So use Google Directory. Google Directory, great one too. All right. And the next one is Upwork. This one I have used. I personally didn't get much success from it, as I thought I would, because I saw other people getting success from it. I personally didn't, but I know it works great. I know that if you already have an established Upwork account as a freelancer and you've already done work for other people, then it's going to work even great for you. But what Upwork is, if you don't know what it is businesses are already looking for you, right? So businesses post a job and they say, hey, I'm looking for a Facebook ads expert for dentists. And all you have to do is make sure that your bio is good, make sure it looks good, make sure you have a nice simple picture, make sure you look credible, right? Make sure you look like someone that people would want to work with. And then when you submit a proposal for that job, write a good cover letter and just submit them. Submit proposals daily. I think they changed the structure of Upwork now. I think you have to pay for every connection or every proposal that you make, which I don't know what the price is now, but they changed it a little bit. But Upwork is a great place. Like I said, I've seen people get a lot of success from it, and you'll if you YouTube it, so many people have more in-depth stuff on there. So that's another platform. The next one is Instagram. So Instagram works great for me for my personal brand, right? When I'm taking on clients for my personal brand, but for social media marketing, I didn't have success with it. I also didn't really try it. I probably did it just like a few days. So then again, I wasn't consistent with it. But one thing you can do is do business owner to business owner. So message them directly. You can use hashtags to find them, etc. The next one is, I actually love this one. This one's I love geotags. I've started using it now for my personal brand, and it works great. So geotags is an example would be 10x Growth Con, personal trainer, real estate, etc. So you would just type in hashtag 10x Growth Con. You would go down the list of people that are posting on there, and just click on that person if it looks like an interesting picture. Click on their profile, go to their social media, and you can find their information. So it would say like, hey, I own a gym, or I'm a personal trainer, and then you can contact them and say, hey, like, how's your business going, or like, hey, I do this and that, whatever. But geotags are actually great for Instagram. And the next one is LinkedIn. All right, LinkedIn is right here. As you can see, I have mine are more real estate agents right now. All right, so you can just basically stalk people on LinkedIn as well. But LinkedIn, this one is a great platform because this is where they're 100% more qualified leads. At least in my experience, they're more qualified. So it's harder to connect with people. It's harder to get people to accept your connection request. But when you do connect with them, they are much more qualified. They have usually, at least the ones I connect with, they have more money. Money is usually not the issue. It's usually if they don't understand the value of your business model, right? But you can just send connection requests and then send the messages. And what you want to do so is build up your connections, and the goal with connections is build them up to 500 plus. And then you want to also post content on your LinkedIn to attract those clients to you. So once you made the connections, once you have a good bio, a good picture, just something simple, then you want to start posting consistently on there to attract the high qualified leads. And if not, if they're not coming to you, then what you could say is, hey Jim, just send you a message because I posted a new video and it might relate to what you're doing. So go check it out if you want. And then they can go check it out for themselves if they want. All right. The next one is networking events. I love this one. I know people won't do this one. I mean, I have probably like just a few students that have actually done this, and it stands out to me in my eyes because the fact that people do this, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard, but it shows a lot about someone. It shows that they're actually committed as opposed to just being comfortable right in front of the camera. But networking events. So what you want to do is get out of your comfort zone and go meet people in person and build great relationships. So your goal with this is to collect some business cards, and then you want to email and call them after just to follow up with them. And what I did is here, let me look it up while I'm here. Actually, I'll do events in Seattle, Washington, and then what you can do is just see. Now you can see some events here. You can see a bunch of events, and depending, let's say you're going to a real estate event in Seattle, Washington, and then you can see on Eventbrite, which is a host. You can see all these different types of events, right? And then what you can do is just show up. I think you have to do a ticket. That's what I did once. Is get a ticket, and then it's free, and then just show up. Networking events, though, when I did it for real estate, what I did was, and this is something that you might have to do too, but they wouldn't let me in unless I was a real estate agent. But I persuaded them at the door, and I said, "Hey, I'm not a real estate agent, but I'm trying to get my real estate license. So I was just hoping I could sit in for a bit and just see how things work because I'm kind of debating on which broker to go work with." And they ended up letting me in. So then I did that twice. I went to two real estate events, and I did the same thing. I collected their business card, and I networked. I met them. I got my name out there, and then I emailed I emailed them directly right after, immediately after, and I said, "Hey, this is Eliezer. It was nice meeting you. It was nice talking about your business and how far you've come, etc. And then I look forward to staying in touch." And it's that simple. The hard part for people is just getting to the actual event. But if you do that, it's gonna show a lot about you. The next one is D7 Lead Finder. I didn't use Lead Finder. I mean, I've used that. Just that wasn't the one that I ran with. The one I used to do was Lead Carrot, but Lead Carrot is going through some weird changes right now. So this is the other best one. So let me show it to you. Okay, so this is Lead Carrot. Okay, or I mean D7 Lead Finder. So what you can do is, let's say an example would be dentist, and a city would be Seattle, Washington, and then it's gonna show you a bunch of leads if you have the I think you have to pay. I forgot how much they charge, but I don't. I can't, okay, I'm not gonna do that. Anyways, all you do is search them, and then it's gonna show you data. It's gonna show you a bunch of data. And the cool thing about this is that it can scrape hundreds of leads at once. So instead of finding the leads one by one on Google or social media, you can look up a bunch of info at once, and you can export all of the leads onto your computer. So you can set them up in an automated email or a CRM, and then you can just blast a bunch of messages at once. So that is the convenience of D7 Lead Finder. Just pull up. I think it's going to show you their website, their email, phone number, their location, their Facebook, all of this stuff. So it's super cool, super convenient. So yeah, try D7 Lead Finder. Once again, I would recommend Lead Carrier. It's just going through some changes. So the next one is going to be cold calling. This is my best one. But what you want to do in this is just get your script, get your confidence, and get your skills, and just start calling random businesses. If you don't know where to start or how to start, or you're a little scared to do it, go watch my cold calling video. It's on my YouTube. Just check it out. I talked about how to become basically a master at cold calling, or how to get out of your comfort zone to get to that level. And then you can start doing that. But what you can do is just get phone numbers from everywhere, literally anywhere. So Google. I use Zillow for realtors. Zillow was my favorite platform for sure. It was just more convenient. You could copy paste the phone numbers. Use Facebook. Just people have it on their business page. D7 Lead Finder is going to display their numbers as well, and there's so many other places. but you can literally find numbers everywhere. So cold calling this is one of the best ways for me because I've just gotten good at them. And the thing I love about cold calling is that you're actually speaking to a business owner if you get the chance, of course, but you can portray your message a lot better and more in depth as opposed to if it was just a message or email. And that's what I love about cold calling is that if you are good at selling, if you're good at persuading, they're gonna hear your confidence over the phone for themselves. They're gonna see that what you do actually works, so they're gonna be more than willing to give you a time to set up if they think that you're good enough, right? Because that's like basically you telling them like, hey, what I do works, and I'm showing you on the phone because I'm persuading you. All right. The next one is this one 100% people won't do. I mean, and if you do, I want you to like hit me up and tell me that you're doing this because j- the way SMMA programs are out there now is that like don't do in person things. But honestly, from what I've seen, from what I've learned as well, is that you can and from what I've done is that you can get clients in person. Just people are so scared to do it. So this is how I started. And what I would do is I would walk into stores or I started with restaurants. I would do restaurants and I would walk in with sweaty armpits because of how nervous I was. But going door to door makes you get out of your comfort zone and you get to meet new people in a different way. So one of the first clients that I got was by using this method. It was a restaurant for $250 a month, and that was when I was in high school. And like I said, I would just walk in there. I would be sweaty, nervous. I wouldn't even know how to sell. That was a cool thing. But even when I didn't know how to sell, I still got one client because I was playing the numbers game as hard as I could. So that was cool. But if you live in a good area, so like let's say Toronto, LA, San Diego, if you already live in a big area, you are missing out on so much opportunity by doing that. And the cool thing about seeing your local businesses or going to your local businesses is that maybe you already go to them. So let's say it's a restaurant, like let's say Chick-fil-A was a small restaurant, okay? And you go to Chick-fil-A and it's your local business and you see that there's so many problems in their business that they're not getting enough customers, their social media sucks. You can go find the owner in person and it's going to be much easier if you're just nice and likable and you present yourself in a good way. It's going to be much easier to get them to give you some time of their day because you're going to say, hey, I've already been here quite a few times. I've seen your social media. I want to help you grow your business because I see your competitors being way ahead of you now. So do that. Like I said, you don't know if you don't try. So if you do not have the guts to go out and in person, you're probably not going to have the guts to do other things, unless they make you comfortable, but you do not want to be comfortable. So try that method out. Once again, that was my first client, $250 a month. Nothing big at all, right? Nothing big, but it was a start. All right. The next one is email. So obviously you can do Gmail to Gmail. If you find from the business card that you collected or from Google, wherever, you can send them an email one by one. But once again, if you can minimize your work and you can maximize your results, even better. So what you can do is set up automated emails using Mailshake or Mailchimp. Both of these softwares, if you don't know how to use them, it's super simple. You can just learn it. But what you can do is, let's say for example, you used D7 Lead Finder to scrape 300 leads. What you can do is go import those leads that you have on your computer onto Mailshake and then have them list all one by one by one. You don't have to do it manually. It's going to list them all one by one. And then you can just create a campaign or create a sequence to where it sends them emails automatically based off, the triggers that you set. So that is a great one, Mailshake or Mailchimp, just to set up automated emails. So that means that emails are going automatically out while you're doing your other outreach. And everyone looks at their emails. The question is, can you send them something that is worth their time? Everyone is always checking their email, especially business owners, because it's important. They don't want to miss important things. But if you can write a good subject, you can write a good script and get their attention, even on the follow up, because that's where the money's at in the follow up. Then do it, right. So find a way to get your message to be creative, especially if you're playing the numbers game. And I have found that email leads are sometimes hard to commit to meetings, but what I did was I would add them on social media. I would be very persistent, I would follow up with them, and then eventually it was more doable for me. But if I was just trying to for me personally, once again, if I was trying to get meetings off email, it was a little tough. Um, Ads for your agency. This is the last one that I can talk about. Like I said, I mainly just want to talk about the ones that I've actually done. But you can set up Facebook ads for your own agency. So an example would be you can set up a funnel and put them through a funnel, like a sales funnel, and then get them to qualify, get them to see if they're going to be a good fit for you, and then you can get them to work with you that way. But what you want to do is you can basically prove to your prospects that the ads or the advertisements for businesses work, because if you're able to convince them to book a appointment with you off your advertisement, or if they can like click on your ad itself and you got their attention that much, you can pitch them and sell it to them on the phone saying, hey, if you don't believe in what I'm doing, look at why are you here right now? You're here because of an ad that I ran. So yes, they do work. All right. So you can prove it to them that it works. So once again, the goals with this is just to set meetings and get your name out there. Do the outreach every single day for, let's say, 6 days out of the week. Sundays, I always take Sundays off of outreach because I use Sundays to prepare, and most oftentimes people don't want to be bothered on Sundays, so I just don't do it. I know other people do, I just don't. I take those days are my reset days. I plan my week ahead, so you can do that too. But yeah, just get your pipeline full. Track these businesses. I just gave you all the places that you can literally find these businesses at, all the methods. So you don't have an excuse. The only excuse that you have now as to why you can't get clients is because you're just not doing it, or you just don't have the right scripts, the right guidance above that. So hopefully that helps you out. If you want to get on a call with me, if the link is down below still, I might take it off after a bit because I've had other people booking meetings with me. So I don't have all data to get on phone calls, unfortunately. But if the link is still down below and you want to book a phone call with me, I'm not charging, but this phone call is basically just going to be to see if you and me are a good fit to work with one another. And if you are serious about your success and where you want to be, then I suggest you watch the video that I included in the link, book a phone call, and we'll just get to know each other. I'll get to see where you're at, where you want to go, and I'll see how I can help you. Besides that, this has been Mr. Seven Figure Man. Follow me on Instagram, Mr. underscore Seven Figure Man, down in the link below as well. I'm always posting things on there. I'm posting my life, posting business, a lot of cool stuff, posting student success, etc. So if you want to be a part of that, follow. Once again, I will see you in the next one. Work to be the best every single day, day in and day out. Do not settle for average, and I'll see you in the next one.